So howdy. Um, well, my name is Jerry Whit. Actually, I go by Tony. All right. And actually, let me find some better light and a place to plug in. Um, I don't know. I guess this might go on for a minute, but I feel I've had a little bit of help with it for a while now. Um, yeah, like when a wheezy thing turns into a weeb, and you got a match like that in your own family. My little nephew, Wheezy, and then he turned into a Weeby, and then I don't know who Weeby, well, best rappers alive, till the best rapper retired, so the next rapper climbed, and I don't know. There's just connections some people don't see. Now this sounds weird coming from a dude into physics. I've been writing physics for 11 years. I have, and I might as well be honest about it. I don't know what year it was, but yeah, and I'll get there. I'll get there. There's this, I don't know, gal I wouldn't mind sitting down at Starbucks with. Um, Sorry guys, she might drink coffee. It's not my place to tell her. But yeah, I asked Saint Stephen. I hope well, I know a garden. Uh, Isaacs. What was your name? What's your name, dude? Oh, it's hard right now. Like I'm only on my train of thought. I'm not really all that connected with everything. But you know, I had this boy Ziggy. He'd show up in the morning cartoons. He was a funny little looking ball guy with a smug outlook on things. But it was all okay because it was under the same rainbow. Although it was only two dimensional, it was plain to see he had a you know upbeat feel, even though it always seemed to kick him. But I don't know, my buddy Bob, he pulled me off the couch once. I'd become a single dad, and I'm not gonna cry about anything, like I hope a better friendship can happen between myself and my children's mother. Although, well, I'm just gonna say it right as can be. At about 40 years old with two kids, um, yeah, maybe it's not time to be trying to be that Hooters girl no more. I mean, actually, Hooters here in Fresno closed down. Guess whose picture I saw? Well, look at that. It's like, whoa, hey, mister, you remember that part on the bus from Flatliners? I got a match for you. You're facing my ass. Um, and Orange Sunshine, well, yeah, and I won't go back into that story. Actually, my children's mother's grown up quite a bit, and I'm trying to also. But I've been trying to the whole time while raising kids, getting physics to Fresno State. Um, I did. I got I got pieces to many things, and the first time I went in, I'm just gonna keep on talking. First time I went in, I you know I was looked at funny, and actually my life got a little different. Um, you know, I was walking the line. I wasn't sure if I was going to jail, which the head of the physics department. And, like life shows you a lot of funny things. One day, I saw a clean energy process. And like I said, things align sometimes. Senator John McCain, a war hero, um, his father was higher brass, pilot. Um, you know, sure. Um, they don't always go down, but sometimes even the ones that say heroes don't get caught, well, I don't know. They got a strange hue to them whenever their Huey hit the ground. Like a weird old, their Huey, I don't know. maybe the thoughts are a little Louis, but maybe he was had too many Dewey. But Donald, Alt Lang Sound, Times of Y'all, Don Johnson, or was that Donald J or Don J on that personalized plate? Stuck to his, is that a bumper sticker? Still chauffeured in? Was mommy still driving you to work? First day in. Daddy, let me borrow a small million. But when you met the press there that day, you said, what'd you say? 220 million. That was your worth. And that was way back then. Now, I hear stories about time and value and valuations and, inflation and such. And, I was told that a quarter could get you a pop sandwich. And, not that it's something I'm promoting. Actually, it's something I told my kids. I come from a different time. You get yourself a pack of smokes, a Coke, some peanuts, another Coke, a sandwich if you want. And, you go have yourself a day. And on the way home, before dinner, you can take those bottles, drop them off, and a handful of candy. And then, go spend time with your family and reminisce things and have something good to eat, I mean, maybe that was taking us back to great America, going back in time. Make America great again. I don't know, a picture perfect MAGA, and then some dude just trying to do an artistic little zine. You know what a zine is? It's a self-put-together magazine for those without money. Those trying to get their art expression out there. But I guess this is how we do it these days. This little guy, I don't know. Yeah, took one to the chest, trying to do, well, he was a straight A student. And I see exactly where he's coming from, because so was I. And in those classes, he scored up in the highest 99th percentile. So did I. And when you look into those percentiles, they go even higher. Now, in mathematics and physics, or science rather, because physics isn't the only science, unless physics takes into account all the other sciences. They are the arts and sciences. And unfortunately, our Big Bang friend, fictional character Sheldon, who's a real guy, what's up, guy? And, cool. I'd have dinner with you. I support you. Support them colors too. Whole rainbow of them. Even Bob said I'm a rainbow too. We're all just a people. No homo now, but Homo erectus. That's just us barely standing up straight. Seeing a Homo sapien, that's an ape in sin for those that take it apart and put it back together again. But homosexual love, I'm told that's a sin. And you know what a homo is? Like homogenized milk. It clears out that thing that nobody wants, that'll get them sick. But it makes it clean for all that you have, and safer that way too. But a homosexual, just for everybody's clarity, is one that's just, they're their only partner. Now, some people have sex in multiple ways. Some people get gratified by, I don't know, telling the world it's fired, pretending it runs it all. And in truth, first day on the job, that $1 million that it said its father let it borrow, well, I guess it was 219 million of them in debt on its own words of grandeur. Um, I went to boarding school too. I did. Sheetrock school. Drywall lather. Metal stud framing. I'm the kind of guy that builds all those things that, somebody else's money pays for. No, I'm not the bank account. I'm not the name on the bank. And, like I'm not going to get all crazy, talking all kinds of, oh, them Jews, them evil, evil Jews. No, I'm not. But, you know, like, here's a funny K. It's a little crazy. If you're not too good for music, I mean, if you like your rap with the W, well, hi, my name's Whit. Um, from a heritage of Jerry's, somewhat German descent, like World War II. My buddy Einstein, Albert, but even his own family called him Al. Or not Al, his own family called him Einstein. Actually, Paul Simon and me, I've always called him Al. I didn't know it was, not appropriate in his time. But in our time, in teaching, those conversations go back and forth. To understand something is see eye to eye. Now, to say this is the bottom line, do you understand that? That's from, before. What's that book? To Kill a Mockingbird. Because I'm not mocking anyone. I'm telling you the truth. Even back then, I had a teacher telling my son, the word nigger, and putting people in their place and seeing people for that ugly thing that, yeah, I'd rather fall in with that, I mean, from Canada, don't you? Orale, to even my buddy that yodeled it through. I do name back. It's funny. I read a psychology paper the other day. It outlines things. Now, if you see psychology as the physics or as the astrology, oh, and I guess here's that part. But hold on, I'm going to see this one through real quick. Okay, back, my friend. Yodeling, odele, I love that. And Marley's, I don't know if you caught that, but he wasn't limboing through. He had a white dog jumping it with dreadlocks too, and he wasn't mocking it. He's just got a spirit of fun, a little more high class and stuff. Like his grandfather was an artist, and every single one of us is too. Some try to dictate the art and turn your art into their remote controlled, I don't know, something they eat. They eat your art. And art, he, art, let's start it over. Capital A, R-T. Art has heart in it. And, yeah, you can add another T to that. Keep it warm at the hearth. Place where we have a home at. And here's where it gets even better. That godlike figure, that's always been a he. Words spoke it all, like thunder, boom. And in 6 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's one, two, three stinky winkies, four. That's 4 stinky winkies. 5, 6. Seen 5-pointed stars, 6-pointed ones too. But I don't know, my brother Bob, while I was working on this physics paper, You know, light as a feather, heavy as lead. My brother Bob. And I don't consider his children my children and nephews, and my brothers too. Well, I'm trying to finish this video, but I might be kicked out the room. And it's okay, it is my birthday. And my buddy, Lil Wayne said, 4-4 Bulldog, pet, pointed at you, tell him fetch. And actually, this is another crazy part. Like, I used to go to Grateful Dead concerts, and you know, there was a tie-dye thing there. And our chief of police, you know, it's weird seeing a chief without a headdress, all birds of a feather. Not so, I guess. Boys in blue, whoa. And I love some Dr. Seuss and Shel Silverstein and children's stuff too. Brings us all together in the same little desks. And if you go back as far as, I don't know, Little House on the Prairie, Willie, go stand in the corner, okay? I guess. And, you know, Willie just tended to smart off about thing here and there. And, you know, his sister was kind of a, I don't know, she wasn't Little Bo Peep with the little curly things. And, but I guess they were good at accounting and always making sure to account for themselves first. And always making sure to account for themselves first. And, whoa, is that on replay? Is there a scratch in the record? Well, how many times do you account for you before you realize, oh, there is a balance? I mean, how long before you realize, oh, I am that black hole that's folding it all. I am that relative over collection of energy in the energy current sea flow. When I first walk in the office, orange sunshine. Well, you know, like we had Vietnam, and we did a police action for some friends, and they were in pretty deep, and even in construction, you know, like I walked into a room and felt a guy. Like, I don't get scared very often, but I felt a guy that I knew there was a reason to be afraid of. And I went and asked about him. He was a little guy. He was up on a scaffold. And sometimes he has a hard time being in rooms with people because there's so much going on. He was a quiet guy. And I appreciate the shit out of him. The hell, I just love the guy. And I know he went through a hard time. He was a little guy. You know, he was one of the smaller guys. And in Vietnam, they'd put him in tunnels, you know, because it was dug in there. This little guy, hanging sheetrock, he had to do some rough stuff. And it wasn't just walk in the room and mess everything up, tell people how awful and ugly they are, destroy the unions, and even say that he would destroy, you know, all the federal stuff if he could, if that wasn't against the law for him, you know.